How'd you like that planet, Star Wars fans? And what do you think we'll see the next episode? Hit the comments to share your thoughts.
Atakran. It's a dangerous place.
Hi guys, welcome back. Spoiler alert, in addition to introducing viewers to a new world, Star Wars Skeleton Crew reveals the true nature of the Jedi and Sith's problems. Skeleton Crew Episode 4 keeps expanding on the mystery surrounding At Attin and the reasons it's so secret from the rest of the galaxy, despite the fact that the crew hasn't yet discovered their homeworld. While some questions have been addressed, others about Attin's relationship to other planets, specifically the world where the most recent Skeleton Crew episode is set, have surfaced. The newest crew on board the Onyx Cinder, who initially think that At Attin is their home planet, arrive on the planet At Achrann in Skeleton Crew Episode 4. Although At Achrann initially resembles the home planet of Wim, Fern, KB, and Neil, it soon becomes clear that despite these similarities, the two planets have not yet found their way home. So what exactly is At Achrann, and what role does it play in Skeleton Crew's larger mystery and plot? Attin was confirmed as one in Episode 3, and At Achrann is another gem of the Old Republic. Kim shows the kids the jewels of the Old Republic map and chart, which includes At Attin. Picture courtesy of Disney+. While visiting Kim in Skeleton Crew Episode 3, the owl-like creature discloses that At Attin was the final hidden jewels of the Old Republic. However, this episode demonstrates that At Achrann is another of these 9 worlds. Kim claims that because At Attin was a planet of wonder, it was concealed for its own safety. At Attin became a part of children's fairy tales and a fable that no one believed to be true, while the other 8 planets would eventually be destroyed. Viewers are now aware of the present situation on both At Attin and At Achrann following Skeleton Crew Episode 4. Nevertheless, it is unclear how the other 7 planets are doing and whether they have been destroyed in the same manner as At Achrann. It's hardly unexpected that they would desire to remain concealed because many people think that Attin and the jewels of the Old Republic are full of treasure. Attin may have all the treasure from the other planets because it is the only one left of these 9, which makes it more attractive to find. It's a war-torn world where Achrann has been trapped in conflict for generations. It becomes clear that At Achrann has been at war for many generations after Haina returns Fern, Wim, KB, and Neil to their fortress. The locals just do not know how to live any other way. Haina's statement that Neil is weak since he hasn't had to fight for anything serves as proof of this. Haina discovers later that Neil's weakness is kindness as well, even if she doesn't seem to know much about it. At Achrann doesn't anticipate peace anytime soon, as seen by Haina's declaration that she will assume leadership of the Troik upon her father's passing. Jodna Nawud is also informed by SM-33 that in order to reach the Fallen Sanctum, he and his captain had to slink past the several Titan Atakran fighters. Just before the Onyx Cinder set sail for At Attin, which may have been a long time before the events of Skeleton Crew, SM-33 and his former commander were present to observe the war-torn state of At Achrann. The length of time the Onyx Cinder and SM-33 were concealed on At Attin until the children discovered them is still unknown, but it was plenty for the ship's vegetation to develop. The planet At Achrann is a metaphor for the Skywalker saga and a symbol of what has transpired in the galaxy. Without the ongoing struggle that permeates the galaxy, the Star Wars universe wouldn't be nearly as exciting. However, each new generation inherits the battles and conflicts of the previous one, as viewers have witnessed throughout the Skywalker story and the demise of the Jedi Order. This is seen by the Rebel Alliance's assumption of responsibility following the Clone Wars and the Resistance's assumption of the Rebel Alliance's responsibility in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. In addition to this, the wounds from the past have made every new generation weaker. The Jedi have demonstrated this by failing to learn from the mistakes made by the preceding generation. That's exactly what happens at Achrann, albeit on a much smaller scale. This is demonstrated by the fact that the children of At Achrann are enlisted as child soldiers and are supposed to support and continue the conflict. The children that Neil feeds his lunch likewise exhibit this weakness. The small children are obviously afraid and hungry, but they are compelled to acquire characteristics from the elder generation without questioning why things must be that way, because Achrann views their offspring as adults. Although viewers of Skeleton Crew Episode 4 are left with the impression that Hyna would guide her people toward kindness, it is difficult to believe that long-standing brainwashing practices will let that occur. The planet At Akrann's name, which most likely comes from ancient Greek mythology, demonstrates just how dark Star Wars is. In the real world, the word Achrann probably comes from the word Acharon in ancient Greek mythology, even though the name At Attin has no greater meaning in the universe as of yet. The name of the river of Hades and the underworld literally translates to pain or river of woe. That At Attin is a gloomy and seemingly dismal place is hardly surprising given this. What else viewers will see of At Attin is unknown, but Star Wars undoubtedly intends for At Attin to stand in sharp contrast to At Attin. Even if they both appear to be part of the jewels of the Old Republic, the contrast between the post-apocalyptic and war-torn sites of At Attin and the tidy suburbia highlights how different these two planets are. It is hoped that Skeleton Crew will shed light on what transpired on At Attin to lead to a multi-generational conflict. Thanks for coming.